So we'll move on to core here, ladies. We're going to do a standing trunk rotation as a progression with Carol, and we're going to start beginning trunk rotation with Patty on the seat. You're going to anchor at about shoulder height. You're going to engage your abdominals. We had talked about this during the circuit, that you want to make sure you have those abdominals nice and tight, and they're the avenue for pulling your hands across your body. We don't want you just pulling with your hands. Abdominals need to be engaged to help that body rotate. They're going to do one set of 12, and then they'll go ahead and switch and go on to the other side. So if you're doing the exercise that Patty is doing, if you're just starting out, this is a great position. It keeps your body in a nice position. However, if you have any back injuries, herniated disc, bulging disc, I don't recommend that. You need to be standing. You can't be sitting and rotating on that back. Good job, girls. So anytime you're starting out, it's always a little bit easier to have that body put into a position that Patty's in, as opposed to standing and trying to have a little bit more body control or body awareness. Good job, guys. All right, so another core exercise we're going to work on here is bridging. Patty again is in the beginner position, and Carol's doing the progression. So all I want you to do here is start with your hips high up into the sky, trying to get onto the shoulders and squeezing the butt as tight as you can. Carol's progression here is just lifting up that leg one at a time and maintaining that hip position. So Carol's doing a really good job. Carol, go ahead and drop a hip when you lift your leg. Let it fall. So we don't want that. If that's happening, you need to come back to the initial position. You guys are going to be working up to a minute for this. So the first time you do it, if you can only do it for 20 or 30 seconds, that's fantastic. Take a break, come back into it, and try complete that minute. Guys, 10 more seconds here, ladies. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and done. Good. You guys ready? Okay, go. All right, so next exercise here for the core is plank. Everyone's favorite. I know we hear it over and over again. But what you want to make sure here is that you're opening up that chest and shoulder blades are slightly retracted. Abdominals are drawn in, so we don't want to have a big sag in the back or that the hips are hanging down. Okay, good job, Patty. And now moving into the tougher position with what Carol's doing here. You want to make sure that you're in nice alignment all the way through. Retract your shoulder blades just a little, Carol. So you really want to make sure on this exercise that you're opening up that chest. What tends to happen quite a bit is when people start to get tired, they really start to round out those shoulder blades. So round them out for me, Carol. Push your stomach up. So here, you need to stop the exercise. You're no longer doing what we need from you. So as soon as you start to round out and push away and not adjust, retract, then you need to stop the exercise. And stop there. Okay, so now we're going to move on, again still focusing on the core. We're going to move on to lower back here. So Patty's doing an alternate arm leg raise in a prone position. So what she wants to make sure is she's going all the way down and then coming all the way up. The crown of your head should be out facing the wall. You shouldn't be overextended with your neck or looking down towards the mat in a flexed position. Carol's doing the progression here, so she's into a Superman, which is a little bit tougher when all the limbs are working at the same time. Really focusing on the lower back and the glutes here. And as Carol comes up, she wants to retract those shoulder blades, again helping to open that chest and stop with that internal rotation. They'll do 2 sets of 12 on this exercise. So for Patty, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, so it'll be 6 per side. What are you guys at? Done?
Oh, I'm sure it's 12.
Good job. All right. So we're going to move into chest flexibility here, chest stretch for the front of your chest, front of your body. Patty is imagining that she's been working all day, sitting in the chair. So show them what you'd be doing at work. Most of us spend our day in this position. So during the day, take a 15-second break. Get those hands behind your head. Really open up your chest, lean back in that chair, and just try to do exactly the opposite of what you've been doing. Carol's going to be doing a stretch, we're going to imagine that this is a door frame, and that she's stepping through the door frame. She's going to have her hands at her elbow at 90 degrees, good, and she's going to step through with the same foot as she's got elbow on the door frame. And now to even increase that a little more, Carol, just look away over your left side. Good. Patty, take a break. Good. So now Carol switched on to the other side. If you're in a narrow enough door frame, you can definitely do both arms at the same time. Again, just using your time management. Otherwise, go ahead and stretch how Carol's stretching here with the same foot forward as elbow is on the door frame. And then just come in and out of that a couple of times, Patty. Good. Oh. And then back again. So I really recommend that every 15-20 minutes at work, you just lean back and do what Patty's doing here. It just makes you feel so much better. All right, so we're moving on again in flexibility here. We're going to stretch the lats. So Patty is going to do the beginner move. Her arms are just going to reach above her head. She's just going to elongate through the rib cage here, trying to pick everything up, stretch everything nice and tall. Carol's going to do the same thing. She's going to grab one wrist, perfect, and she's going to reach up and over. So if you have any back issues, again, don't do the stretch Carol's doing. Just straight up is fine. If you have a little bit more flexibility and it's okay with all the pathologies going on, then go ahead and lean to the side. Carol, come back over. Good, reaching up, changing hands, perfect. Good, good. And Carol had a great idea. She's just said that when she stretches, a lot of times she stretches in the shower when she's nice and warm, and the muscles are a little bit more pliable, so it's a nice optimal place to stretch. Good. Not 50 Shades stretch. Yeah. Stretch. All right, last flexibility exercise here is just going to be a calf stretch. As we get older and our tendons and ligaments start to tighten a little bit, I have a lot of clients, 50 plus, that have a lot of Achilles issues, so we like to try keep the calf stretches in their workout. So you're going to have one foot forward, like Carol's got here, one leg straight out. Both ladies have heels pressed against the floor. Carol, if you keep that leg straight, and Patty, if you move your left leg in slightly and bend it, good. You'll get a little bit different of a stretch here. Carol will be mostly in the gastroc, so she'll be feeling it up through here, and Patty should be feeling it a little bit more down in through here. So same thing, hold that stretch for 30 seconds to 1 minute, and then switch to the other side. Good. Yeah, and then that little bend in the knee. All right, we're going to move on to flexibility here, starting with the hamstring. So beginner position is what Patty's doing here. She's going to elevate her foot on a chair, on a bench, on a step, and Carol's going to have a band. It can be a towel, it can be the resistant band that you're using. So with what Patty's doing right now, we want to make sure we're nice and tall. Again, that chest is nice and open, and those hips are coming back. Go ahead and switch sides. And with Carol, she's going to make sure we definitely want this bottom leg out straight. If you find you're stretching and you've got your foot here, we want 90 degrees. Go ahead and bend that left leg, Carol. Then you'll just have to bend that leg, and it'll give you a little bit bigger range of motion, and then we'll slowly sneak that leg out to increase that flexibility. All right? So what you want to do here on any of the flexibility exercises is we want to hold them 30 to 60 seconds, and we want to do them twice. Did you switch legs?
This is my good leg.
It's for the camera.
This is my bad.
All right. Good. So nice to do your stretches at the end of your training sessions or daily. 2 times a week is absolute minimum for flexibility. I would recommend doing it on a daily basis. All right, so continuing on with flexibility here, we're going to move forward into those hip flexors. Super important muscle to stretch here from all the sitting we do day in, day out, sitting, driving, working, all those things. So Carol is doing the progression. What I've got Patty doing here is she's on a chair or she's on a bench. You're going to place the non-stretching butt cheek on the bench and then stretch that leg right back until you feel a bit of a stretch in the hip flexor area and the quadricep. Go ahead and switch sides, guys. And then with Carol, she's going to be kneeling on the ground with one big step forward, releasing that hip that's being stretched, sinking right in, and then she's actually going to be able to stretch her chest at the same time here as she pushes her hands away from her body and actually looks up to the sky. Good. And again, we'll hold these from anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds, and make sure you're breathing nicely through the entire stretching exercise. Every time you exhale, try get into that stretch a little bit deeper. So nice deep inhales, nice exhales, and trying to stretch into that just a little bit more. Always remember when you're stretching, it should be a comfortable stretch. It shouldn't be painful. Okay. Beginner here, and Carol's going to be doing the progression. She's on a mat right now, but at home you can use a cushion from the couch, a throw pillow, any kind of unstable object that you stand on. So what we're going to do is they're going to stand on one foot. They're going to have their hands on the wall to start and get in a nice position, and then they're going to take their hands away from the wall and close their eyes. So as soon as you close your eyes, you're going to feel that instability in your foot starting to shake back and forth. They want to do this for about 20 to 30 seconds per leg, and then we'll switch and we're going to do it twice. Good job, girls. And stop. And we'll switch legs, so just move right onto the other leg here. Okay, and go. So this is really important that you do it against a wall, against a counter, and that you keep your hands up, because as you close your eyes and that instability starts, and we tend to want to get a little bit better at something and try a little harder, we don't want you falling off to the side and hurting yourself. So please make sure you have an area that you can hang on to if you need to. And stop.